2016, a great year. We got a ton of new things. We got Doom, we got Pokemon Go, but most importantly, we got a little FPS game you might have heard of, known as Titanfall 2. I remember this like it was yesterday. I drove over to the mall, went inside, went to the GameStop, and picked up the copy of Titanfall 2 I had pre-ordered like 3 or 4 months back. I'd been watching this game relentlessly. I wanted to know everything about it. I was in love with the first game, so I knew this game was going to be great. And what do you fucking know? Titanfall 2 has been my favorite game since the day it launched. I play this shit about once every day, even if it's one match. Sometimes I might only get to play it once a week because I am busy, but I always have time for this game when it's available. And it is crazy to let that sink in. Like, this game that was declared dead on arrival by most people has been my favorite game for the last 4 years. Keep in mind, those beautiful bastards over at Respawn have not updated this fucking game in 3 years. The last update came out in 2017, and holy shit, is it still so much fun to play. Every part of this game is godsend. The campaign. The first time I played the campaign, I played it on the hardest difficulty, and it took me about 10 to 12 hours, and that shit was so rewarding to finish. Normally the game takes about 6 hours to finish. It's not a very long campaign, but holy shit is it jam-packed with so much good shit. The level design is just a masterpiece. Each level throws some new shit at you, and each level is unique and works. This game doesn't pull the bullshit like, oh, let's stick you in a car this mission that you can barely drive. No, this game knows where its strengths and where its weaknesses are, and it plays off those. And the beauty of the campaign is all these little side things that are happening in it. You can notice so much about the story just by looking around the environment. One of my favorites is that you can find one of the original grunt designs from Titanfall 1 just on the ground on the campaign. The campaign is so good, I can just play it over and over again. It's only 6 hours normally. It was only as long as it was because I was playing on the hardest mode, and Sloan is a fucking bitch. Moving on to the multiplayer, which is probably my favorite part of the game currently. The movement combined with these awesome map designs and all these really cool weapons, just ties everything together. And, most importantly, the Titans. Now, the Titans in this game are different from Titanfall 1 as in, you can't really customize them like you could in that game. You can't just give a random Titan any weapon. These are more of class bases that you can change little features on. And let me tell you, the Ronin is my favorite. It will never not feel good to run around the battlefield with a 16-foot long sword and just hit people with it. You run up to a little grunt, you slash them, and there's a little explosion if they're a simulacra, or there's just a splat if they're a person. And all the variations of the pilot, I love them all. Except you fucking phase dash users. But all of them are really cool. Back when I first started playing, I pretty much exclusively used the grapple pilot, but then after playing Apex Legends and maining Mirage, I realized that I have a special talent, being incredibly fucking lucky and only getting matched up against the most brain-dead opponents. This caused me to switch over to the holo pilot, and let me tell you, somewhere in this video, there's a video of me teching a melee, and basically what happened is the guy tries to melee me, but before he can, I send out my clone, which causes his melee to lock onto the clone, and then while he's recovering, I'm able to kill him. Everyone thinks that, oh, I can tell that that's not a clone, but you should see the amount of people who shoot at these things. The grapple pilot's also a lot of fun. He's probably my second most used. It feels so good to slingshot yourself across the map, bouncing off rooftops and all that stuff just because you have a rope and a grappling hook. Cloak pilots are okay, but most of the ones I see are using really cheap one-shot weapons, and they're not really moving a lot, so you fuckers need to work on that shit. Phase dash people are pretty annoying to me because it's holy shit, are you really not gonna fight and you're just gonna blink out like a little bitch? Same goes for stim people, but to a lesser degree, because you can still shoot at them as they're running away and cancel out their healing effect. Now, I see a lot of hate go to AWOL users for basically being the tone of the pilot classes. However, the AWOL is super easy to counter just by using an ordnance. Just yeet a grenade over beside them and they'll be forced to either come out or stand there and take it. Pulse Blade users are pretty cool. They're the only pilots that can actually benefit their team, so Yeah, that's pretty nice of him. Okay, let's cover all the Titans. You use Ronin, I think you're pretty cool, because I use Ronin. But keep in mind, I am the Master Weeb, so you must bow down before me whenever we fight. Scorch is my second favorite. I love him. Big guy, chunky. He's like me. You get too close and I don't know ya, I'm going to tell you to fuck off. Ion's pretty cool, but Ion does tend to be a bit of a choice for people who are less skilled at the game. Monarch users are pretty much all sweats. Tones are pretty easy to counter, so I don't see why everyone complains about them. Just get them out from behind their shield and they're pretty easily killed. I really like Legion, but he's also not that good, so... I know a guy on Twitter who uses Northstar. Personally, I don't like him, but he can do a lot of damage. Only problem is he's a glass cannon. And I think that's about it. That's almost all I wanted to say in terms of Titanfall 2. This game has allowed me to meet some really fucking epic people. And God, can I not wait for Titanfall 3. I know we have no confirmation of this game even existing, but I have a shit ton of hope. And I've heard things about 2021 being the year. Alright, so in closing, thank you to all the devs and all the animators and all the story writers. Manny, I'm looking at you, you beautiful bastard. All you guys, thank you so much for bringing this amazing game into the world. And thanks to everyone who still plays this game. I have a shit ton of fun every time I'm in matches with you guys. Just thank you guys so much for supporting this game. This is Techno, signing out.